All
Right
right,
after our last
everybody.
one.
It's what day is it? Thursday, which means it's Blake Jones Day. I've got Blake Jones from Big Stir Records and Blake Jones in the Trike Shop. And how you doing, man?
Doing great, man. Now that we're talking,
Well, yeah, we
so
finally.
this magic picture is traveling all the way to like Canada or something, right?
Oh, look at this. Speaking of magic pictures, this here.
Oh,
I
I've
love
seen
that.
that record.
Looks familiar, eh? Looks familiar. I love that record, dude. That's good. That's real
Oh,
good.
thank you very much, man.
It's I've played this is how I make my notes. I just grabbed the track list. My soft rock girlfriend. I
Uh,
think that's one of my favorite ones.
that's kind of been one that people have sort of clung to. Is that a word?
Really, hey?
Clung?
It clung, yeah. Do you like that, or are you like, why would you pick that song? I think it's a
No,
good
no,
song.
no. I think it's kind of I think the title itself
Hmm.
kind of draws people to it.
Hmm.
The It's the only song, I think it's the only song that was played. You know, Rodney Bingenheimer, big deal here in California,
Okay.
right? Rodney on the Rock is a big deal since the 60s, and he has what you call it, a satellite station.
Okay. Okay.
And he played it. Now that's kind of like a like a stamp of honor if he
That's a
plays your
big deal.
yeah.
Sweet.
That's the one he picked.
That's the one he picked. Well, he knows what he's talking about,
He knew that you were going to pick it, so
right?
he didn't want to be behind the behind the trend.
Keep that up. He'll be my favorite guest of all time. He'll be a weekly segment. Kicking it with Blake Jones. That's what we'll call it.
How are
So,
things going in Canada?
oh, it's getting shitty, getting pretty shitty now.
Really? Just like as far as the weather or as far as this
Both,
virus or what?
both. Yeah, we got the other night we got our asses kicked with snow. We got about 3 feet of snow in my city, and then the cold came. But now the virus is. I I think we're like a week away from being too fucked to go
Like
back.
the hospitals
Like
and
the
all that?
hospitals
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah, we like my province doesn't have that many. I think we have something like 40 ICU beds in my whole province, and there's 33 or so in ICU right now. So it's like cases are going up 3,000%. Like you can't like what what do you do?
Serious times. You know, we've had. I mean, we're. You know, I don't want to complain because we're not alone. But here where I live, we've sort of had like layers of misery where we've had, you know, we had the current regime, which thankfully looks like it's on its way out, and uh, and that was bad enough. On top of that, we have the virus, and then where I live is a large valley right below the Sierra Nevada mountains,
Yes.
and they were having all those fires, and
Oh,
we were breathing some really bad air. But
Jesus.
this like the night they sort of called the election, we had rain, cleaned out the air. It was like, now there's some news about a vaccine. Hopefully that'll help some people.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know. I just it's and nobody does, right? That's the problem. Nobody knows.
Of course,
You don't have the nobody has the knowledge to say like, "Oh, I was there for the Spanish flu and this is what we did," right? Like you don't have that.
right?
Nobody knows. So, we'll see, man. But just just doing whatever the experts say, like I just and people can sit there and say like bitch and say, "Oh, you're living in fear and you're a sheep if you do this," and that's like, dude, but I'm not an epidemiologist. Like, I don't know. What do you know?
Right,
I don't work for the fucking I don't work for CDC or anything like that.
right,
But I'm going to listen to the guy that does.
right.
You know, I don't think it's a big conspiracy
Yeah,
here. Like,
right. When I have a hole in my teeth, I don't go to, I
yeah,
don't go to the mailman. I go to a dentist because he
that's
knows
right.
what he's doing.
That's right. Exactly. So I don't know. Whatever. That's
Anyways, man, yeah, but to get through all this crap, what do we have? We have the things we love, right?
exactly.
We have our families, we have music,
That's right.
and I know that's what we have in common is the music thing, and that kind of keeps us from going crazy, I guess.
100%. Yeah, and I'm a huge fan. I've only recently been introduced to Big Stir Records and like their roster and everything like that, but I love it. And like yours was one of the first your homebound or your the homebound recordings you did. Sorry if I butchered that title, but that
No, it's
EP
all
you
right.
put out, um,
Sure.
that's phenomenal. Those 6 songs you did, like Jesus, dude, that was the first thing I listened to. That
Oh,
lockdown
thank you.
lockdown bossa nova was that. That's a good song.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
with the
that.
theremin and all that.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
nice.
cool. That's cool. I
Again, it was kind of it really kind of started out as a lark. It started almost like I put out on Facebook, right? Because then you're held accountable.
well, you
Uh,
have to
I'm
do it.
gonna, I'm gonna write and record an entire album in 2 weeks, right? Right. And 2 weeks later, I had just like a couple sketches of a couple ideas. It really ended up taking me more like 2 months, and then it ended up just like, like as just the 6 songs. But because once I started, it was kind of a real therapy for me,
Mhm.
and it was real. I was trying to be like honest and straightforward, and in the hopes, not to sound so big, like a big shot or anything, but in the hopes that music, like it can, it'll uplift other people, you
Mhm.
know, which is one of music's highest goals, I guess.
That's right. That's the biggest goal I think for any musician is that somebody's gonna get something out of it. Something's gonna resonate somewhere down the road, right? For sure.
Sure.
And Homebound, that song Homebound is like one of the best songs I've heard in a long time.
Oh man.
Such
And
good.
that was done
I
with
know
Rex.
You and Rex wrote that, right?
Hold on, wait. You know,
Oh,
call me a whore,
here you
call me a
go.
whore. But watch, I
Uh-oh.
did this on purpose.
Yeah,
Watch.
there you go.
This works good on nakedness. It's popular on the internet, right?
It's fun. Dun, 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 dun,
But
dun.
look.
Whoa.
Wait, I don't know.
Yeah, I got it. Perfect. Big
I got
story.
my Big Spur Records shirt on.
Good shirt. Oh, one of
You
those
mentioned
Rex and
that.
Christina. You sent me one of those double XL. Thank you. That's good.
Right
That's a
on.
great shirt.
Did they send you one?
No, no, not yet.
Ah, wow. We got to
They
do
will
this.
after they see this. No, just kidding.
But
No,
seriously, I think Big Stir is another thing that I can proudly talk about, just because Rex and Christina and all the people involved, it's their hearts are in the right place. You know,
yes.
the whole time you're kind of scrambling around as an independent musician, you can see by looking at me, I'm no young puppy. Uh, I've been at it for a while, and you scramble around trying to find like souls, like-minded folks, and sometimes outside of a gig, maybe we've all had this conversation. Oh man, we should get together. We should do this. We should do that. And I guess Rex and Christina were paying attention, and they decide, okay, let's do this. Let's pull people together, and it's really made it's really lifted everybody up. So kudos
I
to those
love
guys.
absolutely. I've got nothing but respect for that. Like their primary thing is to be a community, and that's how it should be run. It's not they're not trying to do it to be bigger than anybody else. They're trying to just do what they've got with what they have and build, something even bigger than like you can only get so far with all the money and shit like that, right? But if you're actually doing something like I believe that label is just fantastic. Every
Well,
release I've heard has been fucking awesome. That's crazy.
uh,
No stinkers, eh? Like usually there's like one or two. You're kind of like meh, but like this is like,
oh,
what the fuck?
I'll do that. I'll take some time. I'll
Write
deliver a
something
stick.
really shitty, just horrible, and send it to me, and I'll say, God damn,
I'm on it.
I used to respect you, Blake. What the hell are you doing to me?
But that's the idea, to pull people like yourself that does, the internet radio and the podcasting and the this, people that write. And I'm pretty impressed that they're able to keep some form of community. I mean, I'm impressed with all of us, including
Yeah.
yourself, that we can hold it together in this time of lockdown and everything still, even though we can't get
I,
together and, enjoy loud music in a bar someplace.
That's right. Well, it's been a blessing in disguise for me because I wouldn't have been able to do this without lockdown. I wouldn't have had time. I wouldn't have had the opportunities. Like everybody be too busy touring and doing shit. Nobody's doing nothing right now. Not doing a thing. I don't even know how Rex and Christina got my email. They must have found me on Twitter or something, but they showed my inbox one day. I was like, okay, what's this? They had one band they have is the Incurables, and I've followed them on Twitter for a while. So I was like, oh, cool. I didn't know that they had signed to a label. I thought they were whatever, fully independent, doing it themselves type thing. I was like, okay, good. They got on the label. Oh, they're on this one. Oh, okay. And then they sent me an email saying they're sending out those sampler CDs, like the Seventh Wave and all that. And I was like, okay.
Right.
I was like, fuck, I love CDs. Like, I'll get a CD, dude. Cool. And then, Jesus Christ, like, the floodgates open. Next thing they're sending me fucking vinyls and like 16 CDs after just fucking piles. I'm just like, my God. So anything I can do to help anyone off that label, I will do. Whatever, man. Like, I try to play
the ones that the folks that I have met through Big Stir, some of us were already kind of running in the same circles, playing the same, but all the folks I've met have been it's that same positive attitude. Let's do something.
Yeah.
Let's do something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Cool. I also have to shout out to, maybe you've heard talk of the International Pop Overthrow Festival from David Bash. Have you heard of that?
David Bash, I've heard of. I don't...
Okay, so this guy, he started this festival that started in LA, and then it kind of grew outwards and outwards until it was, I think, a dozen cities.
Okay.
Everything from Liverpool to New York and Nashville and someplace in Wisconsin. I'm not even sure of all the places it's been, because we played San Francisco, LA, and Liverpool versions of this festival. Anyways, sorry, I'm going to ramble up a pathway here, but I looked at David Bash and the International Pop Overthrow as like, he's like a pioneer. He like goes into these new places, gets all the sort of melodic rock pop bands to play. But the thing is that he kind of comes into a town, 3 nights, something like that, and then he's gone. So it's kind of up to those bands to stay connected. So, I know the Big Stirs kind of grew out of that festival. All of us in LA or wherever it was, standing outside the club, again, saying, oh, wow, we should all get together more than just once a year.
Yeah.
So anyways, it takes all these people, this network of people like yourself or, whatever, and all pulling together to do cool stuff, and together it makes something special.
I'm just fucking happy to be a part of it, man. That's what I'm here for. It's awesome. I have the best shit for me is this. I get to talk to you. I get to listen to music. Whatever. Hard gig, right? Like, Jesus, it's good. Works for me, man, for sure. So what are you working on now? You said you just finished writing something right before you popped on here. What are you going to be doing?
Correct. So I did that short CD over the summertime, more or less kind of a solo album, right? But I invited a couple friends in, like our regular drummer. And at the same time, lockdown kind of screwed up our band's practices and a bunch of gigs, of course, like everybody else on the planet.
Everybody, yeah.
Right, everybody got screwed, of course. But we're trying to stay safe. And then we started rehearsing. We got a largish room. I'm sitting in it now. We would wear, we'll wear masks and try to keep each other safe. Where was I going with this? Anyways, so I did that, and then so we've been working up these new songs. Another guy who you should meet, maybe you have already, this guy Adam Waltmeyer. He's down in Florida. So he's like, there's lots of friends we have to share. This Adam Waltmeyer, he does a thing called he does a internet radio station. And he kind of said, hey, I want to get a bunch of bands together to do a version of Jingle Bell and do it your own way, right? Try to put your own stamp on it. But, I couldn't follow directions too well. So what I did is it started turning into like an actual song that wasn't Jingle Bells.
Okay.
It used some quotes, right? It used some bits and pieces from the lyrics And I think at the end we kind of quote the song for just a second. But I got all excited, and the guy Adam, he's like, "Oh, that's cool, that'll work." And so we worked up this whole song with the band, and we recorded it. And so like I just put the finishing touches, a couple little guitar licks and a rough mix tonight. But we've been working on it for about it. Anyways, that's what I've been working on.
Nice. That's awesome.
And maybe this will eventually become part of a new Trike Shop album.
Yeah.
Kind of how we do it. We'll like collect songs over about a year's time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. How long has the Trike Shop, like, has that been like your consistent band as long as the Trike Shop's been around type thing? There's like five of you, right? Or four of you?
We've been flying that flag or using that brand name for, God, see, again, I'm not a young kid. 20 years?
Yeah.
John Schaefer, our drummer, has been with me for like 16, 17 years. Mm-hmm. Scott, our current guitar player, he's sort of been in and out of the band. There's like two guitar players that have kind of floated. They've kind of tag team. Mm-hmm. We have a new bass player that's been with us just 1 year, but still been kind of playing under that name, the Trike Shop, for that long. Put out half a dozen CDs. I sent probably our last 2 or 3 to you. Yeah. Via the post, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Somebody cares.
Oh, yeah, I do. I dig it. Like when I put on Lockdown Bossa Nova, I remember that night I ripped the CD to my computer and I was like, go to the UK radio show I do, and I was like, here, fucking play this. I was like, what is this? Just listen to it. You know, I was like, oh, this is awesome. You're damn right, it's awesome. That's good. we play Homebound quite a bit. I like that one. How did you and Rex get together on that one?
Okay, so like I said, after remember the story goes, I'm going to write an album and record it in 2 weeks, right? And in 2 weeks, I had like just these little bits and pieces. So I had this melody that was very, very traditional, you know, like Carter family kind of traditional.
Right. Yeah.
It's not my usual thing, but my dad was into that kind of music, so I grew up with that. I knew that Rex's dad was way into it, and that he originally comes from kind of Appalachia country. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I also knew that Rex has quite a gift for words. If you listen to the Armoires, really clever lyrics. Yeah. And so I had this traditional melody, but I didn't know what to do with it. So I just sent a really bad, like, cheap recording of me just going, no, you know, I got this idea for a song. And Rex delivered this beautiful, full song's worth of lyrics. Mm-hmm. Story of his, I mean, his real story is probably why it's effective, of his family moving. They'd already planned on moving. His parents were getting a little older, mm-hmm. moving down to where his brother lives in Florida. But it just happened that they sold their land and their home right when the lockdown happened. So this whole story of them moving down from West Virginia to Florida during the lockdown, and it just felt so heartfelt.
I thought that was a true story. I was like, Jesus, like that's like, it's such a powerful song when you know the story behind it, right? Like that's awesome.
I guess that, you know, that's kind of what makes things powerful, is when they're real.
Yeah.
And those details, even if I've never been to West Virginia.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But when something's true for one guy, maybe it's true for all of us in some sense. You know?
I find it's easier to relate and find some attachment and significance to it when it's something that, you know, someone you know has been through, as opposed to just, hey, here's a story about being rich and having no problems. It's fine. Just sing it your bet, you know, like this is like, you know, this is like a serious touching thing. It's like, that had to be fucking crazy, you know, giving up, like you said, the packed up the homestead after 48 years or whatever that one line is, like, damn, like that's crazy, you know?
So yeah, those lyrics are all Rex,
Yeah.
and he kind of made it into a real song, and it felt really cool because I don't know, it all went with that story, and it became the centerpiece of the project.
Right.
The title song basically, and then everything else. Once again, what started as almost kind of a joke. I'm gonna write an album, man. And I knew to do something in 2 weeks, you'd have to put all just whatever silly idea came to you.
Yeah.
But then it started getting a little more serious, a little more like, wow, okay, this is what we're really feeling. All of us are feeling some serious stuff.
That's good.
So, yeah.
That's good. Something you took as a challenge to yourself turned into something awesome, I think.
And yeah, and of course, just that kind of thing, like, if you've started a lot of your podcasting and stuff in these times, something to keep you from going nuts too,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, I started this in January, February, not very often. And then once March hit, I was like, well, fuck, whatever. No, I do
It's
it
daily now.
5 nights a week. Yeah, exactly. I was doing it 6 nights a week. I
Well,
had
it
to give
sounds
myself
like
one.
you are doing it a lot though, right?
No, I fucking go for it, buddy.
Can you tell me something? Because it sounds like, I don't have a great handle on, wow, you're based in Canada, but you have some show that's in Europe.
Yep.
Can you give me a quick rundown
Oh
on how
yeah,
that all is?
it's just the internet, bro. That's it. Lots of time zones, right? Like I can, like when it's midnight here is 6 a.m. in Europe. So when I'm usually awake anyways, I'll just log into the station from the computer and just go for it live on the air.
Wow. So where I don't know where is it coming out of in Europe? I mean,
It's on sleradio.com. So it's an internet radio station.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get some of these links from you after we
I'll send it to you.
say
Yeah, you can
goodbye.
check it out. Yeah, it's just sleradio.com, and it's out of Wales, Newport, Wales, in the UK.
Nice.
Yeah.
So have you been there? Have you been to Newport, Wales before?
Fuck no, but I would love to because now I've got
But you're
friends
like,
there.
oh, you're planning on it now.
I would love to. Yeah, I'd love to go there sometime because I talk to a lot of people from the UK over Twitter and shit, and they're all
Yeah.
awesome. And it's funny because I'm in a music project myself that's a 4-country collaboration. So it's me in Canada, our bass player / other vocalist is in Virginia, the main guy's in Finland, and my boy Craig is in Wales as well. So
It's a brave new world.
Yeah, dude, we just send stuff back and forth. It's crazy. It's awesome. It's fun. Yeah, it's cool.
And because of this festival I told you about, the International Pop Overthrow, it's kind of allowed a network.
Yes.
Which Big Stir has also kind of expanded on, and we've become friends. Have you checked out Spy Genius yet? This group?
Spy Genius is one of my favorite things I've heard in a long time. I got their 2 LP record, man. Like beautiful. It's perfect. And I got their first CD as well. And that last friggin' dump that Christina and Rex sent me, I was like, oh, they have another CD. Awesome. Yeah. I love it. I love
Kyle, I think
yeah, man.
You took a picture. Yes. And they're cool people.
Yeah.
I mean, like when you get over to Wales, take the hop over to Canterbury, or I guess Ruth from the band, bass player lady, she is from Wales.
Okay.
But they all live in Canterbury and the area around London.
Okay.
Right now. But
that's cool.
Just neat people. It's like I'm proud to call them friends. We brought them over here. I live in a town called Kingsburg, which is just south of Fresno, right in the middle of California. Mm-hmm. And they visited us, and we did gigs together, and they're just super cool people.
That's awesome. Super talented too, man. Like, holy shit. I love that. Okay. And same with that band, My Little Brother. Great band.
I have some catching up to do, because the last time I was down in Burbank, I got a stack of CDs. So I have a little bit listening, I know, I don't know, 8 or 10 of these bands pretty well, but there's 8 or 10 that I have to like
Have to listen to, yeah.
do my homework on.
Yeah, that's fun. That's exciting.
Good stuff.
Absolutely, man. Well, dude, that's what time we got here. I asked what time we have because I have to get ready to. I'm doing a live interview on the radio station in a half hour. So,
Nice.
not to cut it short.
Well,
Would
we
you
still
come back?
haven't got into algebra yet, you know.
Okay, so I couldn't even fucking think of a question.
That's where I'm at too. And I
When you
remember
said
going through high
algebra, I
school.
was like, algebra? What the fuck is that again? Oh yeah.
Right. When I hit that, I thought I was semi bright, and then I get to the algebra, and like I just boom, I hit a wall, and I just could not do it.
I laughed. That made me laugh. Like, oh, if you're gonna start asking me questions about algebra, I'm out. It's like, oh.
There's some formulas like a squared plus b squared, but that's as far as I get,
A squared
and I
plus B
don't
squared.
know what that means.
Solve for C. It's like, what? How? No, I won't.
Yeah, I know it's all logic, and maybe someday in my elderly years I'll take it up, but probably not.
Don't do it. Waste of fucking time, And that's my whole thing. That's a conversation for another day. Is how often do you use geometry or algebra in your day-to-day life?
I don't know. Yeah.
Unless you're playing a triangle.
I make my daily bread. I make my daily bread as a school teacher, so I can't I can't really. I got to be a little bit diplomatic about that.
All right. What do you teach?
Teach music.
See, good. Perfect. That's something worthwhile. There you go. But those algebra crap, who gives a shit? I don't know. Can't fucking put gas in your tank.
This week, I'm just going to brag here. This week, I'm turning kids, and this is like say first grade all the way up to like 8th grade, which in the States, that means like 6-year-old to 13-year-old. Whatever. I'm doing this thing this week about opera.
Nice.
And it's great because I kind of take their preconceptions about what they think opera is, and play them everything from Walt Disney's The Three Little Pigs, and I just tell them, hey man, it's all about just telling a story with singing.
Yeah,
that's opera. And just try to turn these kids on to everything from opera to mariachi to reggae to whatever. Yeah, just try to get people excited about music. So that's my job.
It's an important job. It's a worthwhile job. I think so.
Well, my boss thinks that, but I hope so.
If you're listening, give Blake a fucking raise. What are you thinking? I'll find you. I'm not afraid. Just intimidating you to get a raise is fine. Don't fire him because of me. Oh, that's awesome. Would you come back sometime? Because I could probably talk to you for 3-4 hours.
Absolutely. Well, we can talk even if it's not even podcasting. But
that's what I mean.
Absolutely. Yeah. Joe, thank you. It's so nice to meet more friends.
Totally.
I wish we all lived in the same little village and could just go out and party together. But, someday maybe I can get into your neck of the woods, maybe the band to come up that way. Who knows? We've never been in Canada, never been on the east coast of the United States either.
Well, there you go. You could come up to the middle of Canada where I'm at, and then just head to the right, which would be east, and then you go down, and you're good to go.
Maybe summertime might be a better time.
Summer is better, yes. I would recommend that. Yeah, not winter. Don't come here in winter.
Especially if we're in a rented car or something.
Never survive. The car, you'd be fine, but the car would not make it. Bring a coat. It's cold. I've seen. I used to do. I did security. I did security in venues for many years, and I'd always see these California bands touring through Canada in the winter wearing a fucking little windbreaker. It's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, it gets cold here. This is cold stuff. Like mine is we're Celsius, not Fahrenheit. So like I'm trying to equate what that would be. I can't do the conversion, but like minus.
Yeah, because that would be that'd be algebra.
Don't do that. It's like minus 40 sometimes in the winter here, Celsius. Like, that's cold. You'll freeze in about 50
Oh man,
seconds
that's
outside.
dangerous.
Fucking,
That's
it's fucking
dangerous. Yeah.
dangerous. We don't do shit in the winter up here. Fuck that. No. If the car starts, good. If it doesn't, yeah, even better. Stay put.
Well, so who are you talking to? You said you're doing a live thing.
I'm talking to
Pretty soon.
my buddy. I got a buddy in New York. His name's Michael. He's got a great band called Bipolar Explorer, and they are
I
releasing
like the
their
name.
brand new album tomorrow. And I got an advance
Well,
copy. It's yeah,
obviously, we're all, all these families are intermeshing now, right? We will all get turned on to some new bands. So right on.
yeah, we're gonna do. I'm doing the premiere while we're playing. Their whole new album is 2.5 hours long, and we're playing it on the radio station in full later
Wow.
tomorrow at some point.
What
Probably
would
like
that be like a four? If it was LP, it'd be like 4 discs or
be
something.
at least probably like fucking 6. Like, that's
Wow.
crazy. I asked him too. I was like, "You ever put this on a record?" He's like, "How, man? How could I ever
How
do
could
that?"
you
There's
afford to press it
so
even?
many. Yeah, you could never afford to press it. You get lucky with one or two, but not. And I don't even know what that costs. I don't need to know, but it's
I
fucking expensive. I know that.
tell you, it costs a lot in heartbreak, is what I found
A
out.
lot of heartbreak.
Yeah, I think that actually, oh gosh, we gotta stroke Rex and Christina again. But I think they have some connections for what pressing plant to use because
Yeah,
I did not have good luck. It took,
jeez.
we had a lot of problems getting that one LP that you have
Yeah,
in the room with you, just
yeah.
getting it done and getting it done semi right.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
but live and learn.
Live and learn. Be ready for the next one.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, it was a pleasure, man. Let's stay in touch. I got you on
Yes, sir.
Messenger. Shoot a message whenever. I'm always around my phone, so we'll keep in touch. We'll do
Right on,
this
man.
again too. We'll do this again next month sometime.
Sounds perfect. I'm into it.
All right, dude. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you, Blake.
Have a great night.
Take care. Be safe, buddy.